So if you're new to New York City, you might be wondering what the difference is between avenues and streets, and is there even a difference? So there is a difference, and there's a big difference because it's really going to help you figure your way around New York City. Avenues run north to south, and streets mostly run from west to east side, or vice versa. So I say that it matters when you're trying to get around because, so when somebody says something between like, it's on 6th Avenue between 42nd and 43rd Street, now you're gonna have an idea of where you're going in New York City if you know how the grid system works in New York City. But that's gonna be the gist of it. So avenues run north to south north, and streets run west to east. So there are some exceptions to the rules, like New York City is a big place with a lot of roads, so there definitely are some exceptions. But for the most part, that's how you're gonna know. Now, because New York City is a grid system, I find that unless you're all the way downtown where the grid system kind of stops, when you're in Midtown and even Uptown mostly, it's very easy to get around because, like I said, if you know the avenue that you're gonna be on, and then you know exactly the street number or in between which street number you're going to, it's pretty much very easy to follow around. It's literally just counting and keeping track of the numbers. But when you go to other cities around the world, most cities don't have a system like that. So I find it so confusing and overwhelming. I'm like, wow, you really have to memorize so much in this city or this other place. And the only time that you really have to do that in New York City is downtown, because downtown, when you get to Soho, when you get to Tribeca, Financial District, Battery Park City, which is where I live, all of that is completely thrown out the window, and then it just goes by streets for the most part. So you're not really keeping track of the avenues. There is a little bit that still goes, the avenues still go by numbers, but downtown, avenues then are names. So it's a little bit different. They are actual names like these other cities that I talk about. So, but for the most part, I really do think that if you're new to New York City, just get the grid system down, understand the basic numbers of how the avenues run this way, and then the streets are running this way, and then that way you can at least start to understand Uptown and Midtown and be able to get around pretty much anywhere by just knowing the avenues numbers and then the street numbers as well. And then you can start focusing on downtown and memorizing the actual names, unless you live downtown, which then kind of need to memorize the names first, but that's another story. So I hope that helped you. I know this is a very short video, but it's pretty simple answer. Manhattan, like I said, it seems extremely overwhelming in the beginning, but when you actually understand the difference between avenues and streets and then the number system of the grid, it's actually pretty easy to get around. There's just only a little bit of memorization that you have to do in specific neighborhoods, mostly downtown.